There's a silent battle happening inside you, not against other people, but against your own impulses, your own habits, your own emotions. And until you win that battle, you'll never be in control of your life. You'll keep reacting. You'll keep falling. You'll keep wondering why everything feels just slightly off. But there's a truth most people will never realize. Power comes from stillness. Mastery comes from silence. And the people who build empires don't do it by shouting the loudest. They do it by becoming the quietest person in the room. We live in a world of noise, scrolling, swiping, talking, consuming. But the loudest voice isn't always the strongest. In fact, the one who speaks the least often holds the most power. Why? Because silence isn't emptiness. It's focus, it's control, it's inner stability. When you can sit in silence without anxiety, without reaching for your phone, without needing validation, that's when you start to see the world with clarity. Most people panic in stillness, but the strong, they train in it. Every reaction you have, anger, jealousy, fear, is a signal. And you can either become a slave to those signals, or you can learn to read them like a master. The moment you start observing your emotions rather than obeying them, that's when real transformation begins. You stop being a puppet of circumstance and become the architect of your reality. Emotional discipline isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about learning not to let them steer the wheel. When you can feel anger without acting on it, when you can experience fear without retreating, when you can face doubt and still move forward, that's when you've built true power. Carl Jung called it individuation, the journey of becoming your most authentic self, not the self others expect, not the mask you wear to be liked, but the self that burns quietly underneath it all. To reach that version of you, you must pass through fire, through discomfort, isolation, and truth. You must unlearn who you were taught to be and rediscover who you've always been. This process requires silence because the voice of your true self doesn't shout, it whispers, and only those who know how to listen will hear it. Here's what they won't tell you. Discipline isn't about punishing yourself. It's about giving yourself the structure to rise, the structure to take ownership of your time, your energy, your mind. When you become the one who observes before reacting, the one who responds, not reacts, the one who keeps moving while others complain, you become unstoppable because now you're no longer moved by chaos. You're the one moving through it. The next time you feel like speaking, pause. The next time you feel triggered, breathe. The next time you feel doubt, remember who you are. Your power is not in how loud you are, it's in how centered you are. Be the calm in the storm. Be the silence in the noise. Be the master of yourself. Because once you conquer your inner world, the outer world follows.